Hey, so this video is a bit different than my other videos. Not really a review or stream, and definitely not a cover, just me sort of shooting my thoughts out there. It's technically scripted, but really it's just me typing my stream of consciousness before speaking it. I just wanted to talk some about the next Zelda game. The sequel to Breath of the Wild is coming out next year, and yeah, that quote-unquote title is clunky. There's a reason I'm putting 2 in the title of this video instead of that. I'm really excited for it, obviously, and I'm going to get into that, but I'm also kinda nervous. Again, I'll explain why, but I kinda want to talk about the first Breath of the Wild first. Also, I'm not gonna put in a lot of cool footage or rapid cuts in this one, just a recording of me playing Breath of the Wild. I'm working on a much more heavily edited video for Christmas, so if you're interested in that, you've got that to look forward to. So I'm gonna be honest, I love Breath of the Wild. It's my favorite Zelda game, and I've played most, if not all of them. Hell, I played through all of Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks recently, if that tells you anything about how big a Zelda fan I am. And Breath of the Wild is at the top. I'm not about to say it's perfect, because it isn't. There are some technical issues, especially in terms of frame drops when you're playing docked. However, one thing people like to complain about, I actually kind of want to defend, and that's the Koroks. I know, 900 is way too many to collect. The resort isn't very good, and a fair chunk are just about lifting up random rocks, but I really think it's not as big of a problem as people make it out to be. You need less than half of the Koroks to fully expand your inventory, and having so many means you don't have to necessarily go too far out of your way to get a good chunk of them. Sure, if you're going for 100% completion, it's a pain in the ass, but I love how they give you a reason to explore every nook and cranny of the world. Yeah, I love this world. It's one of the best open worlds ever, and by far the most complex Zelda world. It's very different from other Zelda games, basically a post-apocalyptic Hyrule, and once you complete the Toril region, that's already bigger than most Zelda areas, you can go anywhere in the world you want. If you want to have direction and guidance, you have certain tasks and quests that give you a recommended path through the world and the game, but you don't even slightly need to follow it. You can do the dungeons in any order, you can complete 90% of the side quests before doing any of the main quests, and most famously, as soon as you complete the tutorial area, you can go straight to the final boss. The gameplay feels so smooth, both in terms of exploring the world and especially combat. The game is gorgeous, the whole world is so detailed and vivid, and I love how varied it can be. The soundtrack, while understated compared to other games in the series, is so freaking effective. It's basically perfect for what it tries to do. Man, I love this game. I can barely pick one good thing out. I need to make a full review of it someday. It's great. If it has any big weaknesses outside of the occasional technical issues, it's definitely the story. Don't get me wrong, I love the story, but it's very much a background guiding element rather than a major focus. And I guess that's a good point to move on to what I'm excited about for the sequel. The sequel looks like the story is a much bigger focus. The very first teaser we got was basically nothing but a story trailer, and while the most recent trailer has a lot more gameplay focus, we still got a fair amount of story. I've heard a lot of people saying this could be the Majora's Mask to Breath of the Wild's Ocarina of Time, and I can definitely see what they mean. Plus, it's a pretty reasonable comparison to make, since Majora's Mask was the last direct Zelda sequel to release on console, and the last one to release on the same console as the original. And the trailers definitely make the game look incredible. The most recent trailer showed off so much to be excited about. More time manipulation, exploring islands in the skies of Hyrule, brand new abilities and set pieces. It looks amazing! So why am I nervous? Like I said, this is the first direct sequel to a Zelda game on console since Majora's Mask, and the first direct sequel in general since Phantom Hourglass. I know technically Triforce Heroes is supposed to be a direct sequel to Link Between Worlds, but nobody really thinks of it like that, compared to something like Link's Awakening or Zelda 2. Honestly, while the rarity of sequels is maybe a reason to be excited, it's also kind of part of what makes me nervous. According to the developers, they were inspired to make the game while working on the DLC for Breath of the Wild, as they had so many ideas for different DLC packs that they eventually decided to just turn them into a sequel. That's really cool, but it's also kind of worrying. Sure, Majora's Mask reused a lot of assets from Ocarina, but it was still a very different game. It took place in a completely different world and played around with tons of brand new mechanics. This sequel still seems to mainly be set in Hyrule, and while I'm sure there are new mechanics, it might not be as new as we would hope for. I know it's not just going to be the DLC repackaged, obviously it won't. They've been developing it since at least 2019, and possibly since as early as December 2017, when the last DLC for Breath of the Wild came out. I'm sure there's gonna be tons of new stuff. I'm just worried if it's gonna be enough. The thing is, a lot of Breath of the Wild's appeal, at least at the time, came from how new it all was. Exploring this brand new world, experiencing these massive changes to the Zelda formula, the shock and awe of so much of the game, and I'm worried if there won't be enough of that new feeling in the sequel. At least in terms of critical response. As someone who's played the game at least 3 times, I could probably still enjoy it a hell of a lot no matter what, but it is still a concern of mine. I don't know. I love these games, and I want this game to blow me away. There is still a lot it can do, improve the technical issues, give us an in-depth story, and hopefully give us an actual title at some point. But yeah, for right now, I'm excited, but also a little scared.